Good morning guys, welcome back to a new vlog. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Evie and I guess I just film and make content around everyday life, like countryside life. A lot of the content I've been uploading recently has been around our garden and doing our garden up. So I thought in this video I would try and stay in the house a bit more. I hope you guys aren't getting bored of all the garden content. I can't promise that we won't go outside at all, but I'll try and at least, you know, not film too much, maybe keep that as like a separate thing that I'm doing. But I'm just in the kitchen because I think I'm going to make some bread. I just spent the morning, I went to breakfast club at the school and I came back and I tidied the whole house, so I like dusted everywhere, wiped surfaces, you know, hoovered, mopped, changed the bed upstairs. But yeah, I feel like I'm going to make some bread, and Fego got me this jar the other day because I really want to try and do some sourdough, like a sourdough starter. So I'm going to look up a recipe and maybe do that. I think bread-wise though, I'll probably just do a standard like 4-ingredient loaf, like something super simple, because I've only done it a few times before and I kind of want to build up. I love the idea of making like crumpets and stuff then in the future. Maybe we'll have a go at that. But yeah, I'm gonna make some bread and then have some breakfast. Okay, so I'm literally going to do 500 grams of strong white flour, 2 teaspoons of salt, 7 grams of yeast, 3 tablespoons of olive oil and 300 ml of water. It's super simple. I can't actually find my mixing bowl, so I'm just going to use this. It's actually like the lid of like when you're keeping stuff fresh, like bread and cakes. But yeah, I'll use this. But super simple, basically just mixing everything together. Hi guys, I just got back from work and it's been about an hour since we did this bread, and it has doubled in size, I would say. So now it's saying to line a baking tray with baking parchment, knock back the dough, which means punch the air out and pull the dough over itself. Then gently mould the dough into a ball, place it on the baking parchment to prove for a further hour until double in size again, and then we can cook it. So I'm going to do that now. Very excited to try this out for lunch. Good morning guys, guys, it's been a couple of days since I last vlogged, but I'm just out in the office because I've just printed out our temporary membership cards for the National Trust, which is really exciting because I've wanted to be a National Trust member for ages. So I feel like, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this actually. There's Cork Abbey, which I think is about 20 minutes, maybe half an hour away from us. So we're gonna go there, and I'm gonna try and go there at least once a week because obviously this costs us about £160, which is quite expensive. So we really want to make the most of going to that one, and there's a couple more maybe a bit further away, and I really like the idea of exploring as many as possible. But yeah, let's go for a nice walk. Good afternoon guys, we are back from the walk. It was so lovely. The weather was a bit like we weren't sure if it was going to rain or the sun was going to come out, and it's still just like 50-50. I really hope the sun comes out because I obviously always need to do some gardening. I did say that I was going to try and stay away from the garden in this vlog, but if the sun comes out, I've got to make the most of it because it's been raining quite a lot here recently. Oh, Olive's just come in. But we did have a scone while we were at Cork Abbey, but I'm still hungry. So I'm just going to quickly eat this beetroot and feta salad. No idea what that'll be like, but I'm sure it'll be nice. And then we left quite early to go for the walk this morning. We left at 9 AM, which is normally I do like my hour quick clean around the house. So I didn't get to tidy up this morning and the house is not looking the best. So I'm going to eat this and then let's do some tidying up. I also quickly thought I would just show you this, which we picked up from Aldi the other day. It's their vegan smoked salmon, and we tried it yesterday I think, and it's actually really good. I wasn't really sure what to expect, but pleasantly surprised. So if you're interested in this, I would definitely recommend. We had it yesterday with some cream cheese, just on like some toasted bread, and it was really nice. So yeah, and we even picked some dill from the garden, from the veg plot area, and sprinkled that on top. So that was good, that felt nice. But yeah, definitely recommend if you are vegan or want to try this out, it's really good. We are pretty good at tying up after ourselves. Like the house is never, you know, that messy. Every time we have our dinner, we'll kind of be tidying as we go. We'll wipe surfaces at the end and we'll put everything in the dishwasher and then turn it on before we go to bed. So like that's alright. We're never coming down in the morning and there's loads of like dishes that need washing or anything. But we do have 2 dogs and a cat, which, as you can probably expect, means that the house is not that tidy in that regard. Like the dogs don't actually molt, but the cat definitely does. So I try and hoover and mop like 3 times a week. I'm just like very cautious of them making the house messy, I guess. So I try and keep up on that. So I'm gonna do that today. I'm gonna hoover, I'm gonna mop. I also have these sitting on the side. So I think I'm going to crush these up. I've been collecting them for using as like a slug repellent in the veg plot. No idea if they will work. But I'll crush them up and put them in a bag because obviously not the most aesthetic thing to have on the side of your kitchen. But yes, I'm going to hoover now. I'll sort that out and I'll maybe just do like a bit of a time lapse.
hard you try. You're wearing down every bone, but only just getting by. In my mind, there's nothing else you can do. Your world is filled with color, and all you ever see is blue. I can see that it's wearing you down, and I know when you pick yourself off of the ground. You were constantly working things out, and you do without making a sound. You try and you're battling life. It's constantly bringing you down. I can see that you're working things out. It's a fine line between seeing that you need a new start and changing everything that you are, just to find your way through the dark. I can see that it's wearing you down, and I know when you pick yourself off of the ground. You were constantly working things out, and you do without making a sound.
Done. Come here, come here. The sun is, I think, starting to come out. It's been raining for the past few days, and I'm in desperate need of doing some weeding. So we are going to go out in the garden. Sorry about that. But I won't go in the vegetable area. I'll keep that for the separate video because I want to like reveal it all in that one. Hopefully it'll be done soon as well. We're waiting for a few bits to arrive, but yeah, I'm really excited. But yeah, I think I'm going to go out and do some gardening, mainly weeding, although I also want us to cut the grass and try out our new strimmer. But yes, I'm going to hand the wash on the line quickly, making the most of the sun, and then let's do some weeding. This is the current state of our garden. Also, I filled this up this morning, and when we got back from our walk, it was on the floor, and I just checked the camera, and I'll insert the footage now, but a very, very clever bird has decided to steal all of the fat balls in there, and, you know, can't be too mad. It managed to figure out how to get them all out, so, you know, props to it, I guess. But it's not raining yet, so let's make the most of this and do some weeding. Virgil is going to cut the grass, which will immediately make the garden look so much better. And then we got a strimmer the other day, so we're going to try that out. But yeah, I'm going to do some weeding while he does that. So this plant, which to be fair, the bees absolutely love it, but it has a tendency to spread a lot. I do think that these two plants were already here, although they're taking over other plants a little bit. However, they have now spread to over here, and I think that I even saw some over there and over there on that part of the garden. And when they spread, they tend to, yeah, just take over. So I'm going to try and cut them back a bit and actually pull some out maybe of the ones that are over there. But that's my first job, and hopefully this is the before shot. It'll be looking a bit neater. Our foxgloves are starting to bloom. I'm hoping that these will be fully out by the time we get married, because I'd love to put them in a bouquet. We also have so many of these Welsh poppies all around the garden, which is really, really nice. I hope you can hear me because it's a bit windy, but I thought I'd quickly show you. I actually pinned this back, and there was a bunch over there which I got rid of. But this is our, I think it's called a golden raspberry, and we planted it I think only last year, and it's absolutely huge now. And that's our normal raspberry bush, which is still, you know, doing really well, but not as big as this one. And then above it is our plum tree, which has got so many plums on it. So I'm really looking forward to be able to pick all of these. Look, there's this plant again, which we definitely did not put here. This whole area is kind of just a tangle of a bunch of different plants, so definitely need to sort that out. And it's also got some here next to the raspberry bush. It must be able to self-seed, but it does a really good job of like moving around the garden. Unfortunately, I'll probably pull that one out, and maybe pull that one out. I'll try and take it all back a bit and see how it looks. Oh, hello, missus. What are you up to? Smudgy, helping me do some gardening. And both of our apple trees are doing well. That's our cooking apple. This is our normal apple. But I don't think we got many apples on it last year, but this year is looking so much better. I think the like couple of weeks of really warm, lovely sunny weather we had has really helped. And then this is our wildlife area. I'm not really sure what we're going to do over here, but I put a bunch of wildflower seeds down last year and they have all gone absolutely crazy. Definitely see that there's going to be some poppies coming up amongst a bunch of other things. I think that's like a butterfly bush there. We've got one over next to it, but oh, and then we've got all of our blackberries, which I need to try and pin in place a bit more. It's going a bit mad. But yeah, this is like our berry zone. It's got blackberries and then raspberries and golden raspberries. But yeah, this area is just a mess, but it's not really a priority at the moment because we're just not really sure what to do with it. But yeah, oh, it's a dragonfly. Need to sort the grass out there, and look, this plant again taking over the garden. I might leave it there and just cut it back a bit though, because I don't think there's anything it's like restricting, but yeah, it's just everywhere. At least the bees like it. More of it. And I just noticed we even have some growing from a rock on the side of the pond. So yeah, just will survive anywhere apparently. The same plant. It's everywhere. Okay, my hair's up. I'm going to put some headphones on, although actually I think that I was going to use them while he mows the lawn, and then I will steal them from him. So let's get weeding. Okay, so we've got one here. I think we're going to keep that one. I did just cut this one down a bunch, but I think we're actually going to pull that out. And then we've got one here, and mixed into it, it's just an absolute mess of different things, is this, which I think is a Japanese honeysuckle. And then we've got roses, there's some ferns down there, God knows what else. So I think we're actually going to take this whole thing out here, which is going to be a bit of a job. Fuggle's almost finished cutting the grass. He's gone to the vegetable area to do that bit, but I think I'm going to need his help because yeah, it's a lot. But with the grass cut, it immediately looks so much better. So just got to deal with all the weeds now.
Okay, so this is how this area is looking now. So we got rid of the plant that was there and we've dramatically trimmed that one down. And then we got rid of the one there and we had a kind of shrub in a pot which was really root bound, so we put that there for now. And we got rid of the honeysuckle because it was actually like curled up the rose. So yeah, it did not work here at all. We actually have it, that's it there. So we already have it in the garden and it works so much better there because of the trellis anyway. But yeah, we did that. We added some rocks that we found that were like hidden at the back there. I need to look into trimming the roses and when's best to do that and everything. And we've unearthed this pot that was all hidden. There's not really anything in it, or what was in it is now dead, so we need to get something to go in there. But yeah, it's looking so much better now. Fergal also went round all the edges and everything with the trimmer, and it's looking much neater. Still a lot more to do, such as another one of these plants out that's there, but I think I'm going to call it a day for now.